what to expect from the camp. Hold on. Hopefully you can all see that just now. Excellent. Okay, so Save Our World is the company that I've got at the moment with my friend, neighbour and illustrator, Leona Collins, who actually lives next door. And we set up a sustainable company a few years ago now to create children's books based on the environment, and to raise awareness of environmental topics for children. And more specifically here in the UAE, because we realised, or I realised, that I didn't feel that my children were learning enough about the environment and some of the really, really important topics that are really prevalent today and are going to help us in the future. And so I decided that I was going to quit my corporate job in oil and gas and start writing children's books on the environment. I've never written a book before in my life. I've never drawn a picture that's gone anywhere in life before, and yet now I have actually written 3 books in 2 different languages, and written actually the 4th book, which is coming out in November as well, and been part of the Emirates Airline Festival of Literature 2 years in a row, which is very exciting. So part of the thing that makes us different is the fact that we are UAE-based, we are self-published, and we do everything ourselves. So I am the author, Leona is the illustrator, we do all of the layout for the books ourselves. We do get a printing company to do the printing for us, but on recycled paper and vegetable inks. And we do all our marketing and everything else ourselves, and use only UAE local suppliers as well. So that's the sort of piece where we're quite different from others. And also the bit that's different from us, for us too, is the fact that we actually align with school curriculums around the Sustainable Development Goals, the national agenda on reading, and also part of the reading strategy and the national climate change plan. So we take all of those different aspects and come up with stories which fit into those different categories as well. And I'm very, very passionate about the environment, and passionate that children learn with some fun and a bit of I don't know, a bit of real life, something that's relevant to them as well. And I have 2 children, and Leona also has 2 children. And we were thinking that they were the inspiration for the stories, and their friends, and the fact the really, really diverse culture that we have here of so many different cultures, that was the real driver, along with the fact that we felt that there wasn't enough about environmental learning for children. So the idea really is that kids have fun when they're learning, especially if it's about serious topics. And water conservation, water scarcity is quite a dry topic to create some fun and inspiration around. But obviously, as Adam was saying there, if you have a story and you can actually relate something to a particular event or person, then it becomes more real for you or for your children. So the idea is also to create awareness locally about global issues, and to really empower children, because maybe people feel overwhelmed by all the things that we should be doing in life. And actually, if we let children realise that, look, what you're doing makes a difference, you can come up with ideas, you can create what you want, and we can run with that and empower you to make a difference yourself, then there's nothing more enabling and motivating than that. So that's the idea as well, so that the children think about creating something that they want for the future too. So the idea as well is that, as I said, that this all aligns with school curriculums as well. It's not just any other children's book series. And also is about, you know, having social impact with a difference as well. So the books that we've already written and published are around recycling, particularly highlighting e-waste, and which is electronic waste, and also a book around food waste. So that's done well, and also plastic pollution. So those 3 books, in fact, I've got here, that's the recycling one, it's in English and Arabic. This is the food waste one. And we have another one, which is on plastic, and that's also on ocean conservation, particularly around here in the Gulf. So all very relevant. And the 4th book, as I mentioned, is coming out in November, and that is all about water conservation, water scarcity. And the last one is about clean energy. Running a bit behind this year because of COVID, just throwing things a little bit with the agenda, but yeah, that there's still problems out there, so we need to still keep moving forward and try and fix them as best we can. So I'm going to stop talking for a minute and show you a very, very quick video, which is along the lines of the things that we'll be showing the children as well in this camp over the next few weeks. So have a look at this. There's a sneak peek of the cover of our new book that's coming, and actually we sent a newsletter out this week just to ask our database of fans, I suppose, and contacts what they thought of the covers options. So we gave them a couple of cover options and asked them what ones they thought. So most people have gone for green. And basically the 4th book is about water conservation, as I mentioned, but it's really focusing on lots of different areas. So it mentions water scarcity and the fact that we here in the UAE are one of the most water scarce regions in the world. It also talks about the fact that we use desalinated water and what's involved with that. It talks about sustainable fashion and clothing and what's involved in the fashion industry and how dyes and chemicals and toxins can actually pollute the rivers, and also really talks about even small things here in our water in our gardens, the type of plants that we grow, the type of food that we eat, all has an impact when it comes to our water footprint. So it's trying to get these things across in a really kind of fun way, and at the same time being relevant to children in our country. So this is a sneak peek. Chapter 1, the very first image is actually, that's my dog, Hudson, and the boys are out talking about camping in the desert, and everyone can relate to these types of stories. It's supposed to be silly, and there's 5 Ecoheroes for those of you who have not mentioned that too. So there's that's Rudy there on the left, he's from South Africa. There's Finley, he's on the right there, and he is European. He's all about food. He wants to be a chef like his uncle. And then the others we've not got any here, but we've got Sundos, who's an Emirati, and she's all about plastic pollution, and her little brother is Ahmed, and he is all about clean energy. And then we have Maria from India, and she is all about recycling. So these sort of themes and topics come through with the characters all the time, and each book has a kind of main character and theme. So sneak peek here, the boys out dog walking in Jumeirah, of course, our desert rescue dog, Suluki, from local to the region. And they talk about Rudy going back to South Africa and seeing the situation there with the water shortages last year or the year before. And they talk about what's caused that. Also, Rudy's mum is a fashion designer, a sustainable fashion designer. So they talk about that as well. And it brings a little bit of excitement in because there's a fashion show within the book. And as I said, it's quite difficult trying to make a dry subject kind of and a serious subject fun. So you have to think about different ways to do that. And the illustrations are something that are really, really key in doing that. And Leona's done a great job in bringing to life some of the conversations that we've been having in the book. She would die if she saw the way that I put these slides together right now with the images, because that's not her way. But these are just some of the images to show you some of the things that we talk about in the book. And also some of the things that we've done, news cuttings and things from the past where we've launched our books, and we've been involved in different things for culture around the UAE. And of course, trying to inspire people to be the change and really think about what they're doing and become more conscious in everything they're doing. And that's why we're also teamed up with Mia, because she was one of our very first fans of buying one of the first books, and she's been a big help and support from the very beginning. And that's really great, because it's one of the things that we really need as well, as people to really bring on this idea that we're all in this together, and that we all support each other, and we can all really make a difference together as well. And that's what we'll be saying to the children over the next 4 weeks. So not only do we have fun when we're learning, because that's really, really key. I don't want to be bored. And we have a lot of fun with the children very often when we're doing workshops. So I'll be doing a couple of videos for the first few weeks, pre-recorded, where I'll sort of give a little bit of background to the books that we do, the characters, and how to get started. And then also we want to make sure that they're learning. So they're learning a little bit more about literary skills, how to put a story together, how to brainstorm, come up with sort of crazy ideas, wow words. We saw about a story mountain. You kind of get to a crescendo in each story. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. We will have a full session with them on art, because even the person who has the worst drawing skills in the world can still learn something about creativity and art, and how art can bring a story alive as well. So Leona will have a session with the children about that too. And then also we are learning about the environment, and if they're taking on eco-hero properties, I suppose, or characteristics, then we talk about that as well. What are the sort of things that they can be doing? So Mia and the lovely ladies from the facilitators are going to be taking that forward on the camp, and she can tell you a little bit more about that as well. But the main thing here is to donate as well, and really give to the water projects that need your help and assistance, and it's just so important for them to do that. So thank you very much, Mia, for inviting us to do this with you, and it's a great pleasure and honour, and hopefully it's good for everyone.